create constructors. This from my last program, from my last coding, you can see I introduced the class and then public, and also we did private. So if you want to introduce variables in a class, it's better to use private than just doing with public, because that's not a good practice. Okay, that's what we show in my I showed in my last video. Now here we are going to see about constructors. Constructors are basically repetition. Like if you just copy this name right here, like we have the class name, that is Taliban's class, and if I copy this one inside of this public, if I write this one below public, okay, Taliban's class, if I call this one again, that's called constructor. Now once you have constructor, it's gonna read anything you type in it right away. For example, if I type a cout statement, let's write some random cout statement. So I write cout, and then let's say this will print out automatically. This will get printed automatically. Printed automatically. Okay. Now I put a cout statement. Now I'm going to the main function and going to create an object. So to do the object creation, I put my class name first, Taliban's class, and then to create the object I put TO. TO is Taliban's object. Okay. Now once I put the object name and then put semicolon, if I compile and run this one, okay, there's an error in the 12th one. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, void set name. Okay, I didn't have a string. Like in the parenthesis of set name, I had to bring a string. I had to introduce string x, because that x is going to be replaced with the name. Okay, now let's go and run again. There's an error at 12. I have the cout statement. Okay, here we have 2 curly brackets. We just need one here, so I just remove this one. Let's run it again. Okay, now it's working. So you can see, as long as I introduce this object right here, it automatically calls our constructor and printing it out. But you know, like people don't usually use constructor to print out statement. You can literally do that with main function, but the function of constructor is basically to set a variable. That's what we are going to see here. So I remove this one, and let's see how to set the variable. So to set the variable, I have introduced the constructor, because if you write the class name again in the public, it's going to be the constructor. So to set the variable, what do I do is I create a function called set name, and inside of this parenthesis I put a variable name set, and I'm going to put in the class as well. In the class I introduce string z. Okay, and then set name string set and a semicolon after this. Okay, then we have void set name, that is equal to, that is string x, and name is replaced with x. Then we can go to the main function. Here I'm gonna put something in the main, like now we have main function. We called this, we created an object, and inside of the parentheses, so if we, whatever the things we are putting in this parenthesis is going to be replaced with the constructor, because you can see the constructor has a string c. So if I write anything in this parenthesis, it's going to replace with string c, and that's going to be equal to name. Okay, I think I had okay, that's it. Set name, that is set, and then again it goes to the function we created called, this one should be get name, this one is get name. Okay, this one is get name. Okay, now I'm going to type something here and it's going to be, it should print it out. I'm going to just type lucky Tiliban Nagarasa. And I'm going to print out this statement. To do that, I put a cout statement right here. Cout to, that is Taliban's object, get name, and parenthesis, and then semicolon. Let's go ahead and run this one. Let's see if we have any error in this code. So there's an error at 10. At 10 we have set name z . Okay, I think I have to put another semicolon here. Okay, still showing error at the line number 10. Let's see that. Let's see what's the mistake. So first we have class introducer, Taliban's class, then we have public, then we have introduced the constructor, that is Taliban's class, and then inside of the parenthesis we have string z, then we have the set name, and inside of the parenthesis we have z. Okay, maybe I should put name is equal to z as well. Name is equal to z, semicolon. Let's go ahead and run this one. What's happening? Set name z, semicolon, name is what I'm doing wrong. Okay, we have one curly bracket right here close to with this. Okay, let's look at this main function, void get name string x, that is equal to name x. Okay, let's try replacing name with c. Okay, let's run this one and see if we're getting error. What is wrong? Set name was not declared in this scope. Oh, okay, let's see. Okay, it's asking us to really declare set name. We have set name here. Oh shit, okay. The void should be set name. The name should be set name. Let's run this one again. Okay, now it's working. Yeah, the void is not get name. Whatever the things we introduced in constructors should be the name for the function we create. Okay, so now it's printing Lucky Tiliman Nagarasa. Now let's see what happens if I create another object. Is it gonna replace the things we are trying to print, or is it gonna add externally? Let's go ahead and see that. So to try that one, I'm gonna create another object called Tiliban class, and I'm gonna name it as TO2. So this is my second object, and in this one I'm gonna just put random some words on the parentheses. Let's say Sally Max Alert. Sally Max Alert. Okay. Now I have to put a semicolon right here. Then I'm gonna put a print statement, that is cout object 2, Taliban's object 2, so it's TO2, then dot get name. And let's see what happens. Like, let's go ahead and compile and run. Let's see if you are getting any error or anything. Now here you can see Lucky Tiliban Nagarasa and then Sally Max Alert. You can see it's not replacing, like whenever we are creating another object, it's not replacing with whatever the variable we are creating. So here what's happening, let's look at the coding. Let's see what's happening. So here we created the like this is our class, and then if we call the class again, that's constructor. In the constructor we introduce a variable called string z, and whatever the things we type in the integer main function, it's going to be replaced with string z, and it's going to be called right here. And also it's called in the main function. String x is also going to be same thing, and it doing this thing 2 times and then printing it out. And the good thing about constructor is, like, when we have multiple objects, it doesn't replace the things we type. It's gonna always make it as addition. That's the good use of this. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys on